Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be looking at part 10 of What If Civilization Started Over. And in the last episode, we saw the Victoria Horde form. We saw these nations form. This is basically the old Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia had a democratic uprising, which now makes them a democratic nation, but I don't know how long that will last. We are also seeing tensions rise between Ceylon and India and Bangladesh, but Ceylon does have the backing of places like. Actually, I can pull it up. I made an alliance for it off camera. The Triangle Alliance in a war will support Ceylon, while the Diamond Alliance will support India and Bangladesh. So it's just them plus the Victoria Horde, which is getting bigger. That's really it for the alliance layer. But I'm going to look at the religion layer here. I changed it up a bit so to make more sense. And in this brown, it's a new religious movement. And, well, Rhodes / Anatolia and Cyprus both hate the religion, and it takes up a majority of their population. But the governments are both in the pink religion. We can see something similar in Baikal. With the Baikal religion, it's the yellow team religion, and also the red team religion. And lastly, we can see this in the Victorian Horde, where their capital is in the pink religion, but this religion here is the native religion. And how about we actually go to this layer real quick? And well, the Victorian Horde is going to start to genocide these people. They believe that their religion should be, well, taught and just be better. And so the native religion is going to start to have a decline. But this is not the only place where we are going to see a decline for their religion in. Inside Rhodes and Turkey here, they are also going to start to, well, genocide. Or, for Rhodes, it's not really genocide, it's mass converting. But for Cyprus, it is. The converting campaign's not going to go too well for Rhodes, but in Cyprus here, it's going to go horribly. It's only going to be able to take the city of Antioch, and the rest is actually going to start to say, "Yo, why do we have to be a part of your religion?" So it's going very unsuccessful for Cyprus. But in Baikal, they're currently waiting for the best time to strike, and their capital is barely in the Baikal religion. And also, the red and blue religion, up until about 200 years ago, or probably less, only 20, were the same religion. But then a difference in the church caused them to split up into two separate religions. Kind of like Judaism and Christianity. And let's actually get into the stuff you like wars. But yeah, we can't skip the wars right now. We will in a minute though. And the Victorian Horde is going to start to rapidly expand and convince tribes that they should join them. And, well, the Victorian Horde is really good at convincing people, as they're even going to start to go down into Mozambique and convince a lot of the local natives that they should actually join the Horde. And, yeah, the Horde is becoming an actual horde. Let's look at the new lands the Victorian Horde will claim. And whoa. the horde just massively expanded. I'm not going to do the major cities yet, for obvious reasons, because, well, the horde finally is like, why don't we put our military to the test? And you remember the Diamond and Triangle Alliance. Well, that's only if, Bangladesh or India declares war on Ceylon. So if, per se, the Victorian horde, for some reason, declared war on the Horn of Africa, the members wouldn't join in. And with the horde's new, military, I guess, they're actually going to start their invasion. It's going to be pretty successful, as they're first going to take this major city, as they're going to start to go along the coast to try to reach, more major cities along here, and even into Arabia. And, eventually, they're going to reach the Ethiopian military at this city. And, this military, or the general in the city, is a genius, as they're going to start to send troops down here to cut him off. But the same thing's going to happen here with the Victorian Horde's troops. As this is kind of going to happen, as they're going to try to pull out troops, this is going to lead into a funnel to happen, with them being able to squeeze these troops out. And with this general actually dying, this city is now up for grabs. But before the Victorian horde can take it, they're going to burn it down. And so as the Victorian horde's troops start to march into the city, all they see is a burning pile of rubble, but they will still take the city. The Ethiopian military just got humiliated, as this new nation that's only been around for about 150 years or so has now, defeated them, which has been around for 400 or so years. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't really know. And so, the military is not going to stop. Why would they? As they're going to continue up the coast of Ethiopia, with most of their army being perished. It's only really little civilians, pockets, trying to stop them. As inside of the more populous regions, they are going to start trying to raise a new army. As it's going to take a long time for them to raise a good enough army to face the Victorian horde, they can really do nothing. But as they finally reach this new major city, they will finally put their new army to use. And you may think the new army's at, the city. Like, why wouldn't it be? No, it's actually down here, at its supply route. It's going to cut it off here. And, now the people here are going to start to have to live off the land. And this land here is not really the best. And so they realize it's, now or never to take the city, as they are either going to starve or take the city and give enough food for the journey to keep going. As the general, who was really their only competent general, died in that, other battle, they're easily going to be able to take the city. And, the supply line's going to be recaptured. Finally, basically, or what was it? I don't really know. But, yeah, they are going to probably retreat out of most of their land, as they realize there's no real point of protecting it, since it's basically a useless vat of nothing. So with the Victorian horde securing much of Somali Somalia and Ethiopia, they're going to continue and go to this new major city here, as their new goal is to cut them off here to make a bunch of people stranded in the capital. As yeah, it's actually going to be successful, and they're going to cut them off. And now the capital area is well, scared. But just saying, these people don't have good boats. Yeah, the people from Ceylon just used the boats they had and left. So they had no good boats. And, well, most people have, well, lost courage in the government. And so this encirclement here, the only struggles they may have is with the superior navy of, Somalia or Ethiopia. And, yeah, we can see them getting squeezed out of here and just leading to the capital in Arabia. And yeah, well, it's not going too splendidly, more or less, for them, and they're actually going to leave the war or just leave Ethiopia. And this is going to lead into Ethiopia surrendering over to the Horde. And let's look at a peace treaty, because it's probably not going to be what you expect. And yeah, here's the treaty. In the treaty, we saw the south of Ethiopia being annexed into the Victorian Horde. Arabia is going to become independent, and areas except the capital is going to form into a new nation. And what's left of the capital is going to basically just be what's left of the Ethiopian government. And the Ethiopian government, they're now struggling. I mean, they've lost 90% of their land, probably more, 95. And now their biggest city is gone. And their biggest city was actually here in Eritrea. Because it controls the route to Arabia, there's a lot of travel there. And the African side is a bit more populous, or a lot more populous than Arabia. So a lot of people from Arabia are actually going to settle in Eritrea. And now with their biggest city gone, they really only have one use, which isn't important yet, trade. But, well, this island is starting to become a new trade hub, where people from Africa, Arabia, and even India can go trade. And with, well, Ethiopia no longer having even enough population to really sustain itself, it's going to take a hit. And it's actually going to basically become a failed state. Well, you remember the religion map and how this pink religion hates the natives, but they're somehow getting the natives on their side? Well, about that, they're they're genociding again. Yeah, the Victorian Horde is really not friendly to people who don't like their religion. And, well, yeah, the natives here are really mad about this, understandably, as they were kind of tricked. But the Golden Horde, or not the Golden Horde, the Victorian Horde has, well, more firm control over these regions. And it's growing. The religion doesn't look like it's going to stop moving anytime soon. Oh yeah, and how about we go to, you? Oh. Cyprus. And, well, they're not the only person, forcefully converting, sadly. As the supposedly democratic Mesopotamia is going to also be doing this. Mesopotamia seems like the new place where you forcefully convert. The Middle East, just really, this area of the world seems like it's the place where people hate each other. And if you notice a thing, a majority of these nations, except Baikal, are all in the peak religion. And the first person will land in the New World. His name is Random Korean Person, who got funded by this peninsula. And this is where I will actually leave off this episode. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you in episode 11.